And this is very simple, is what they are. One, he says, remove anger. I have a poem for each one, but I haven't got time to go into all of them. What is anger? Anger is an absence of peace. Anger is you saying to the world, what I see shouldn't be the way it is. If it is only the way I want it to be, then I wouldn't have to be unhappy right now. And you think, a lot of people think, I can't get motivated, we can't change things without anger. The best way to change anything, said Rumi, is through love. So removing all thoughts of anger towards anything or anyone, because they are lower, and lower energies. Second, forgiveness. Whoever it is that wronged you. I had somebody just remind me the other day that somebody borrowed $1,500 from me about 8 or 9 years ago. And they said, aren't you mad at that woman? She still hasn't paid you back that money that she said that she would pay back. And it's been, I don't know, a dozen years or more. And I said, I distinctly remember forgetting that. It's forgiving and forgetting and letting it go. That anything or anyone who has wronged you in any way, send them love in your consciousness. And I'm talking about the hardest things of all. Be a person who only sends love. Be a person who is the orange, that no matter what is said to you, no matter how you're squeezed, the only thing that comes out is divine love, the love that is given to us by our source. Here's the third one from Rumi. Surprised me. He said, refrain from speaking ill of anyone ever. This has been the hardest one for me, because it's just so easy to talk shit about people, isn't it? And they just give you so much stuff to talk about, you know. The way he did that, and she did that, and this one did that, and all of that. And to stop yourself. Now when I have people around me, and I have some people around me who have a habit of doing this, always talking negative about somebody, saying something about, I find myself saying, reminding myself, yeah, but she's really a nice person, or that, and now I'm telling them, I am working myself on not engaging in conversations which are put-downs of anyone else. Be that person if you want to understand what it's like to be a being of light. And you know, it gets easier and easier to do. I find myself slipping. I slipped back into it a couple of days ago when someone was saying something about someone, that we all knew, and then I stopped myself and I said, I'm really working on not saying these kinds of things about anyone. Who am I? Who am I to judge anybody else? No judgment, no criticism, no condemnation towards any of God's children. That's how we are implored to behave if you want to be a being of light. The fourth is compassion. The Dalai Lama said, if we could take every child on earth at the age of 5 and have them meditate for 1 hour a week on compassion, we could eliminate all violence on our planet in 1 generation. From the Dalai Lama. That's every child at 5. 1 hour a week meditating on compassion towards others. In a generation, it's gone. It was by becoming a more compassionate person and being less flippant in my responses when I was on the radio and on television and so on. And finding a place of kindness and an opportunity to just put my arm around someone and share just a moment of love. I found that I became a healer in that process. The fifth of the 7 steps for becoming a fully human person that you'll find yourself noticing, you live from a place of humility. In the Tao, the whole Tao is filled with all of the importance of being humble, of not telling people how great you are. There's 27 verses in the Tao that refer to water. That water is the strongest substance on earth. If you take the hardest substance there is and let water run over it, eventually it'll wear away whatever it might be, the hardest substance there is, whether it's granite or whatever. Eventually, the softness of water will triumph. And water always stays low. It goes to the lowest point. And it always knows that all of the rivers and all of the raging things above it will ultimately come to it. I find even how easy it is now to avoid arguments of any kind, because you play it out in advance before it even comes. If I say this, she said that, and then she's going to say that, and I'm going to say that. You can do all of this in 3 seconds. Shoop, shoop, shoop. And you just say, I think you're right, honey, thanks. Thanks for pointing it out. And you just let it all go. You know, it's practicing humility. The 6th is contentment, which I already talked about, state of gratitude, contentment. And 7 is generosity. And it's the weirdest part of it is that the more I give away, the more that just seems to keep coming back.